Hello everyone, my name is Chris. Today the topic of my speech is about whether the death penalty is reasonable. I read Stephen Nelson's article called An Eye for an Eye. In this article, he questioned the rationality of the principle of an eye for an eye and the principle of the equal punishment. He gave a detailed explanation of many of the abortions of the death penalty and the difference between defensive homicide and the death penalty. He first mentioned the principle of equality of Immanuel Kant. So I will explain his principle of equality. Immanuel's principle of equality is to not favor any party. For example, someone who marries someone, it will marry him. If someone kills someone, he will kill him. This statement is very attractive for people because it's in line with the perception of different people. That is what we often say deserves to be related to what we do. And second, it relies on ethical standards and is not controlled by other factors. And finally, it provides approximate punitive measure as a guide to the law. But Nathanson does not recognize these methods of punishment. He believes that equal punishment has two problems. The first problem is this method of punishment violates morality to some extent. And second, the problem is that there is no correct standard to determine a person's level of punishment. Kant believes that punishment is not morally acceptable, such as rape a rapist and cruelly to kill a criminal. That is, when it's involved in human behavior, it is rewarded with inhuman punishment. And in many cases, this principle does not apply, such as treating spies prostitutes. Nathanson even suspects that the principle of an eye for an eye is not principle, but the disgrace of many people who support the death penalty. Those who do not think that any painful behavior is itself barbaric. Nathanson mentioned hijackers, spies, prostitutes, and drug addicts, who sometimes do not cause painful at all. Nathanson mentioned that there is no correct standard to determine a person's level of punishment. And he gave an example. He said that people have different tolerance for pain, such as some people love nature. If you keep him in jail, this pain cause will be more painful than those who like to be alone. He believed that the punishment should be adjusted according to the individuals to the things. Nathanson also mentioned proportional punishment, which emphasized that equality is not required and only need to be proportional. It ranks according to severity of the crime and sets the upper limits of the penalty. Include excluding those barbaric punishment, the most severe of which is long-term imprisonment. However, Nathanson believes that this kind of punishment is also inadequate. That is, the degree of punishment cannot be controlled. He mentioned Fong's opinion on proportional punishment, provides some information to explain what level of punishment can curb crime. Nathanson mentioned the meaning of abolishing the death penalty. He emphasized that the abolition of the death penalty is respect for the sanctity of human life. He believed that no matter how terrible a person's behavior is, he cannot be cruelly punished. And the Declaration of Independence mentioned that life has the right to pursue life, freedom, and happiness. This is wrong. Finally, Nathanson explains the difference between defensive homicide and the death penalty. He believes that defensive murder is morally justified, and when a murder cause occurs, everything is irreparable, and the death penalty should be avoided. So, that is my speech.